Yeah.
So as a Christian man, look for a woman, look for a wife who is submitting to God. If someone finds it easier to submit to God, submitting to you will come naturally.
Okay. What's up, you guys? Hey, beautiful, gorgeous, amazing people. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to Dining with Heavens, another episode of Dining with Heavens, where we break bread, we share, we see God through the experiences of others. And today, you guys asked, and listen, I listened. Guys, this is another episode of Relationship Red Flags, the men's edition. I got someone, I have a visitor, and his name is Sam. Sam, welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Sam is from Watoto Church, Jinja. So guys, we have Watoto Church in Jinja. So please welcome Sam. Sam and the wife, Dorothy, are heads of marriage in Watoto Church. So guys, I brought the right person. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
You're welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Thank you for honoring our invite.
It's my pleasure.
Okay.
I'm honored to be here.
Okay.
Yes.
So Sam, so many guys in church come and say, I met that girl in church, but how come she's this and this? Church girls are fake. You've heard of all that stuff.
Yes.
But I keep on saying, there are always signs. There are signs to show that this person should think twice. So Sam, you who has experience, who has been with the men and all that, what are those signs?
First of all, maybe a little background of who I am. I'm married to Dora.
Yeah.
We'll be making 3 years in marriage in November.
Okay, wow.
So for me personally as a man, I want to speak on the side of men.
Yeah.
But before I do that, I want to appreciate Doreen.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
she did a great job
Very.
in discussing this. But maybe we need to give a little background of relationships, why they happen. I think for me, it's important to know why am I in this relationship.
Why? Wow.
Why am I dating? What is the focus of a relationship?
Yeah.
To me, as a Christian, I'm looking at marriage.
Yeah. Wow.
We are not dating, we are not in a relationship for fun.
Yeah.
We are dating because we are focused somewhere.
Yeah.
And our main target is to end up in marriage. So whatever we are going to discuss things to do with marriage.
Yeah. Okay.
Because this is just a journey which leads us to marriage.
Dating is a journey to marriage.
Yes. Yeah. It's not just for fun. As Christians, we don't date for fun.
Wow.
We don't date because people are dating. We don't date because my friends are saying this. You date because you want to head to marriage. Okay. And for me, I think looking at that, after looking at why are we dating, then we look at, okay, this girl, I met her in church. Is she born again, first of all?
Wow. So that means they are girls who are not born again.
So many. Like last time you shared, there are so many men in church who have come, maybe I need a girl in church. Maybe they are good, maybe they are submissive.
Yeah.
It also happens the other way around.
Yeah, they're around. Okay.
There are girls in church who think I can hook up a guy in church who is godly, who will take care of me, who will love me. So number one, is this girl born again?
Yeah. Wow.
Because so many guys say, I met this girl in church, she disappointed me, but number one, was she born again?
Yeah. Wow.
You're not sure whether she's born again. Does she belong anywhere? Now I mean church.
Is she submitted?
Is she submitted to a church?
Wow. So how do you expect someone who is not even submitted to spiritual authority to be submitted to you?
Exactly.
Wow. There is order in these things.
Yes. Okay. If someone is looking at Daisy, who are Daisy's spiritual parents?
Yes. Yeah.
You know them. Or you met someone in church and you assumed this person belongs here. Let me assume maybe someone visited Watoto Church Jinja and you met her there, and then you're assuming this person belongs to Watoto. But the person doesn't belong there. I think for me, you need to know this person has a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
Are they Christian? Do they have a church?
Wow.
If they do not submit to an authority in church, they will not submit to you. Because the scriptures tell us when you read Ephesians 5:23, now this is about marriage.
Yeah.
It tells wives, submit. Submit to your husband. If someone doesn't submit to an authority, which is church, how do you expect them to submit to you?
Yeah, wow.
They have to submit first to God.
Yeah, wow.
If they can't submit to God, they cannot submit to you. It will be a lie to assume that someone who is not submitting to God will submit to you. So I think for me, that is principle number one.
Yeah, wow.
God is key in this.
Yeah,
a woman who does not submit to God will never submit to you.
Anyone, yeah.
So as a Christian man, look for a woman, look for a wife who is submitting to God. If someone finds it easier to submit to God, submitting to you will come naturally.
Okay.
Because it is a principle in them.
Yeah.
If it's not a principle in them, don't expect them to submit to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I keep on saying, and this whole thing of if the partner Christian or not, I keep on saying, you see, when you get in a place with someone who is not in the same faith with you, you're going to find yourself spending the rest of your life praying for this person.
Yes.
Okay, for what period it is. And I keep on saying, we are created for better. I was not created for one human being. We are created for the world. Yeah.
There is this.
Yeah.
There is this. I don't know whether you've heard of the PCM. Preach, convert, and marry. I've had so many brothers saying, yes, this girl goes to clubs, but this girl, I'll preach to her. I'll preach her, she will convert, and then I'll marry her. But you're not God.
Yes.
You're not God. If you're a Christian, look for someone who is a Christian.
Period.
Someone who is grounded in the Christian principles.
Yeah.
That it becomes quite easier for you to bond because you're Christians. And we are looking at relationship which are based on godly principles.
Principles, yeah. Only godly people can keep godly principles.
Exactly.
Do not yoke with non-believers.
Exactly. Do not like you're saying. Do not yoke. Sometimes we think we are. The level I've reached at, I'm spiritually mature enough. I can't be misled.
Yes.
So, I'll have control over this person. I'll be the one guiding this sister. So let me go with her. No. You're lying yourself. You're lying yourself. Look for someone who fears God. Look for someone whose principles are the principles you cherish.
You cherish, okay, wow.
So you protect those principles together. Because you both cherish those same principles. Okay. For me as a man, I look at a relationship with someone in form of this person is a Christian. You see, it is very difficult to tell me that someone who is thinking of going for parties. I'm not saying that parties are bad. Yes, but we know parties which are not Christian,
which are ungodly, which are ungodly, glorify God.
Yes, someone is saying, this weekend I'm going for nyege nyege. And for you saying, I'm going to church. Yeah. You see, now you're already conflicting.
The thing is, if God can be in the picture and there's an option other than God.
Exactly.
There's you choosing to go for a party because you don't have a commitment of God. You get. But there is knowing that we have church at 9 or at 11 or we have on Thursday. And then there is this birthday party. And we still opt to go for a birthday party. There is instability somewhere.
You see, what happens here is that what men will do is because they want to please this girl, they will tend to drift away from their principles and say, but it's just a party. She just said this. It's because I love her. Let me go there. But she's taking you. She's moving you from a position you've been at, now drifting you away from the principles you're grounded on. I think for me, that's why it is key to find someone who you share your principles with, Christian principles. I think for me it is important. Maybe the other thing I'll talk about is you see that kind of self-entitlement.
Wow.
Have you found such people?
Of course. Because humans are selfish.
I let the things, for me, it's about me. It's about me. It can't be about you. I think we come from different backgrounds. Even if we are all Ugandans, maybe if we use Uganda as an example, we have people from different regions. All those people, we've grown up from different backgrounds. So we tend sometimes to be self-sufficient in a way that it's all about Sam. It can't be about Dora. Now I'm using Dora because Dora is my wife. It can't be about Dora. Or if it's Dora, it's about Dora. It can't be about Sam. I think for me as a man, when things are moving on well and a girl starts to show you that it is always about me.
It's selfish.
It's selfish. If I wanted this, it has to be this. I can't change. I think for me as a man, I would be thinking of, I need to think twice. This girl who is always thinking of herself, she can't think of me or anyone else. I think for me, those are signs. Those are red signs that this person might not be the right person for me. And I think for me, you need to rethink and say, okay, do I move in with this? I think sometimes we fail to take that bold decision. Do I end this relationship? Or I continue?
Or we can work on it.
or what will people say?
Okay.
And you end up in marriage, and then you're like, okay, now we have to end. So we end up breaking because you failed to know that, okay, at this point, this relationship had to stop.
Yeah.
I think for me, there we need to watch out as men. We need to know that, okay, it's not just about the other person. I know as men, sometimes we are just driven by that. But I love her. But it's about this. I need to take care of her. But she has to reciprocate that.
The love,
The love and the care.
Yeah, because so Jesus is a selfless person.
Exactly.
God is selfless. God is selfless. You get, and that's why Jesus came. That's why he loves man endlessly. So selflessness is a godly principle, is a godly character that every human should possess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think for me, the other important thing to men is submission.
Yes. So in a submission, what is submission? Because there is submission is your point goes, this one does not talk, or what is submission?
I want to just draw back to the scripture I was referring to in Ephesians. After Paul talking of how women should submit to their husband, now he goes to the side of men.
Yes.
Men,
love God,
love
your wife, like
as,
love the church.
I think for me that is the hardest.
That is the hardest. That is the hardest. That is the hardest.
If we are to look at how Christ loved the church to the point of dying, the point of giving his life for a church.
For a church, yes.
And now that is the position of a husband.
Yes, yeah. Because Christ calls things which are not as though they are.
Exactly.
You get?
Exactly.
This is a man who calls the church beautiful even when it's stained with sin. This is a man who's patient. This is a man who's selfless. This is a man who's understanding.
Yes.
This is a man who never says nothing wrong. He never says anything contrary to himself, to his bride, the church. Meaning there is no place you'll disappoint him that ever wake up and call you stupid.
Exactly. And I think for me that is it, the same way for women or for a wife to submit. They submit to authority which they respect.
Which they respect, yes, yeah.
They submit to authority which cares.
Yes, yeah.
They submit to authority, the authority which loves. I think for me that is all Christ. We submit to Christ because Christ loved us.
Yes, that is it.
We submit to Christ because Christ gave his life for us.
So if you want a woman to submit, unless she's a funny woman,
Yes.
unless she's a funny woman, then you have to love her, right?
Yeah, what I will say here is, as men, we lay the foundation for submission. We lay the foundation by loving, by caring, by being patient, by being forgiving. So when that foundation is laid, a woman will submit.
Give it back, yeah.
A woman will give that back by submitting to you because she knows I'm safe. She knows I have someone who loves me. I have someone who cares for me. So I think for me, women, I would say, for us men, the submission we are looking at, now like we said, we are talking about Christians.
Yes.
We are not talking about bossy relationship. We are not talking about men who are entitled.
Who I'm the man.
I'm the man in this home. You have to do what I say.
Yes,
exactly. Yeah. So we are talking about a man who fears God. We are talking of a man who lives the godly principles. We are talking of a man who has understood that, yes, she's my wife. She's not a weaker vessel.
Yes, yeah.
She's not my smaller version. We are equal.
We are equal before.
We are equal being before God.
Yeah.
And now when submission becomes quite easier. So if a man is doing all that, and then the woman is unable to submit, my friend.
But my issue is, at what point do I say I've submitted? Okay, what point do I say this is submission? Because when you submission, so many people know is when you come home, like the woman does not talk. The woman, you get it? Your point goes. So the woman doesn't have a vision. Like there's a lot of mistake. What is submission? The submission, okay.
I think for me, I'll understand from a man's perspective.
Yes, of course, yeah, of course.
Submission is like, I'll say, like in a marriage or in a relationship.
Yes.
Is when you know, like, he's my husband. I accord him the respect he deserves. Let's say,
give a scenario.
I want to give a scenario that in a like we talk of Christ as a head of a church, and now Paul is relating to a husband as a head of a family. do you, as a woman, do you struggle understanding that your husband or your is ahead of a family?
So when I say ahead of a family, what do I mean?
Oh, because for me,
do I mean he has to pay all the bills? Or
we'll get there. We'll get there. What I want to mean here first is sometimes we've had women who say, for us, that's how, no, this is not how my dad used to do things.
okay.
No, this is not how things should be done. No, things should be done the other way around. And now you're with someone. Okay, you're in a marriage, but you're still referring to
your
how
father.
things should be done.
So you want a person to do things like your father.
Exactly.
And we do things like
and we do things our way.
our way. Okay, yeah, now that
Because-
is submission.
Yes, now we are submitting.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, my dad used to do things like this, but my husband sees things this way.
Yeah.
If your husband's view does not contradict what the scriptures say, my sister, you need to think about it.
Okay, wow.
Unless if your husband is bringing things which are contrary to what the scriptures say,
Says.
then you need to say no.
Okay.
This is not what the scriptures say.
Says. Okay, yeah. Oh, I understand. No, I was thinking like I wanted to give us like a scenario, but I realized the scenarios are way smaller. Like because you told a woman does not talk. You get it? Let's give an example. I want the kids to go to school. B. You want our kids to go to school. A. You get? So you're like, let the schools go to school B. So me, I'm supposed to. A woman cannot say anything. Like, isn't there a place of reasoning, of understanding?
I think for me, being married for close to 3 years now, I think, like we said, marriage is a journey.
Yes, yeah, of course.
There are things I give up for the sake of my wife, and there are things
She gives
Dora gives up for the sake of me. I think for me, it's a win-win. It's never a win-lose.
Wow.
She's saying children should go to this school. I'm saying they should go to the other school. We sit and discuss. Why do you think they should be in this school?
Yay.
Why do I think they should be in this school?
Yeah.
And then we weigh in and say, okay, but I think maybe your point makes sense. Let's take them to this school.
Wow.
Maybe as a husband, I'm thinking of, but that school is expensive. This is what we can afford. And maybe my wife is thinking, hey, this is the future.
Yeah, this is.
I think for me, it's more of sitting. We are past the generations of our great grandfathers,
Yes.
where women were never given a chance to talk. Where
Yeah,
women's views and ideas were not taken in. I think we are. I think for me, now the generation we are living in, I call it like the Christ generation,
Yeah.
because this is what Christ expects us
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe our great grandparents did not even know about Christ,
Yes. Yeah. That's true.
so they didn't know that.
They didn't know any better.
They didn't know that her husband is supposed to love her wife the way Christ loved the church. The last point I want to talk about is accountability.
Wow.
Do you know the friends of your girlfriend? Has she ever talked about them?
Okay.
I think sometimes men date girls in church and they even don't know who their friends are. They don't know where they hang out, the people they hang out with. I think for me it's important as a man to know, is this girl accountable to anyone?
Yes.
And now we are talking about a Christian
Yes.
person.
Yes. Yeah.
You can find a girl in church whose first 10 friends are not born again. What do they feed into her?
Meaning if anything happens, the kind of advice you would get would be contrary to what you believe in.
Exactly.
Okay.
She's moving out with girls who are telling her, hey, you're dating? Have you slept with her? I mean, have you slept with him? Do you know where? Have you spent a night at his
place?
place?
Okay.
Because that's the kind of life they.
Every man wants sex.
Yes.
So it doesn't love you much.
If he's not asking for sex, he doesn't love you.
He doesn't love you.
Maybe he's asking it from
someone else. Yeah. Which man?
Yes.
All men are dogs.
Exactly. I think it's important to know the kind of people this girl is accountable to.
But even Christians in church think that way.
Yes.
So you need to know the kind of people.
Yes.
Very important. Yeah.
Yeah. If they are Christians, what do they believe in?
Yeah, okay. What are their values?
What are their values? Do they cherish the values she's claiming to cherish. I'm using claiming because you don't know much about her.
Yes, yeah.
I think for me it's important to take note of all those things.
Yeah.
If you realize that her friends and the values they cherish do not match with your values, you need to start rethinking.
Yeah.
Maybe she's telling a lie.
Yeah.
Because realistically, there is the people you hang up with, your closest friends, they will cherish like 90% of the values you cherish.
Yeah, that's why we are friends. That's what makes us friends.
That's what makes you friend. I think for me, it's important to take note of that. Don't just say, she told me she has friends. Take time to meet them.
Because
ask her to meet her friends.
Okay, because when time is when an important decision will be needed to be made.
Yes.
Chances are that those friends will have an impact on what will happen.
Exactly. She will consult them. Like us men also, you also have your friends. You need to take that important decision. Maybe you feel like, I think this is the right time for me to marry this girl. You're not going to, sometimes you don't just keep it to yourself. Yes, you made a decision.
Yes.
But there are people you want to say, do you think it's the right decision? Do you think she's the right person for me? So, who are those people she's asking those important questions?
Yes, yeah.
There are chances that she's asking the wrong people.
Who are her board of governors.
Exactly. Exactly. So for me, as a man, I would really consider all those points before I say, okay, this is the right person I need to move in with. If I realize some of the things if I realize some red flags, I'll need to rethink and probably take another decision for the good of myself and for the greater purpose that we started with, as to why we date, as to why we enter into a relationship, which is marriage.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Sam. Thank you so much. This was beautiful. Even the person on the camera agrees, Ray. This was amazing. Thank you for honoring our invite.
It's my pleasure.
Even me, I've learned. I'm going to pronoun myself.
Thank you for inviting me here.
It's an honor. Thank you for serving God.
You're welcome.
Keep serving God. God is faithful.
Yes, He is.
There are results when you serve. We are learning. We're going to sharpen each other. Thank you for commenting, for sharing, for subscribing. Please keep doing that. We need to hit the numbers. I love you so much. I love you for watching. I love you to the moon and back to the moon. And we have a few hugs and kisses. Until next time. Bye.